Perfect.
Sports Gamers Online is the #1 source for the sports gamer.
Welcome back, sports gamers. It's the Natural, back with part 2 of my exclusive interview with associate producer on Madden, Dustin Smith, aka Equipment Guru, where we talk about baggy sleeves, custom cleats, and what new equipment is coming to Madden 22 and beyond, as he answers your community questions. Also, make sure to check out the whole video as he teases something brand new in it that will be coming in this year's game. Drop a like, subscribe for more exclusive Madden 22 content just like this. Yeah, one major thing that we've been kind of having these conversations for years, right, was the mouth guards, and you finally checked that off the list previously. Are you going to build upon that, include other things like fang mouthpieces, mouth guards, that players are kind of wearing more now, or even like the baby
pacifier? Yeah.
The baby pacifier.
Yeah, I mean, there's really, now that we're there, there's not really a limit on where we can go with that. It really just depends on what we want to focus on. Personally, like, I would like to get in a whole bunch more new gear before we expand upon it, but that's just me. Like, I'm big on, I want to do the baggy sleeves. I want to do the padded shooter sleeve. I want to do the loose QB sleeve. I want to do the hand warmers on the back. I want to do the towels in different places. So, I mean, that's really all that's gonna.
You just took out like 4 questions in a row.
I'm just saying, these are things that I want to do. They're really high on my list, and I mean.
Okay, hold on. Let's pick one of those. One of the biggest things now, like the new mouthpiece, pretty much that's taking its place as the #1 thing I see, is the towel and hand warmers to the back. What's the challenge with that?
There's a rigging challenge. There's a graphics challenge. Apparently. It sounds easy, and I think it's not as hard as maybe we've made it on ourselves. I'm currently working on, trying to see if we can make that happen this year. If not, it's, pretty much a top priority for next year. Same thing with the hand warmer on the back. It's high. Yeah, I want to make them happen. They shouldn't be terribly difficult. Like I said, the new art director that we brought over is a big fan of these exact same things too. So we're looking forward. I don't see why we can't make that happen sooner than later. If I'm lucky, hey, maybe it happens this year, but I won't promise anything. I remember the last time I had talked about mouthpieces potentially. Hey, you never know, it could happen this year. You never know, and you never do, right? Because last year it came in via title update. So
yeah, it's good. It's good to see that it's on one of the higher priority lists. That's what people are asking for a lot. Especially, what about being able to, things that are already in the game and being able to manipulate them in other ways, like adding multiple sweatbands or being able to adjust the sweatbands up and down the arm or kind of place them anywhere you want to.
Yeah, that would ask for a whole new system, because you've got to be able to read. Right. Let's say you have an option that says you can have an elbow band, a wristband, a forearm band, and a bicep band, and then you were given sliders to slide it up and down the arm. Then you've got to be able to create a system that says, once this band is in this area on the arm, now other items can be added here so that they don't clip into each other, right? You can't now have a potential like padded elbow, an elbow pad that the big kind of clunkier 80s ones. If you've got like a bicep band right there, because then they just kind of clip to each other. It looks terrible. So you've got to be able to create a system and then know what you want to lock out based on whatever you have assigned. I don't see why it's not doable. I mean, personally, I would kind of just go the direction of adding bicep bands and forearm bands and, just doing like a single and a double option and going that route, and then still having to go the route, but it's a little bit simpler because you can't slide them anywhere, but going that route where you can kind of put tons to elbow bands, bicep bands, forearm bands all over your arm, and then you can kind of lock out hey, all right, now I can't have this forearm brace or whatever because I've got 3 bicep bands and a wristband on or whatever.
Some of the things people ask for the most are the baggy sleeves. What's that kind of on your tier list there to get to?
That one's super high. I mean, it's become very popular over the last 2 years. That one, padded shooter sleeve, definitely super high for me. Like, same thing with, like, we get it a lot with the custom cleat colorway, and I also see it as a glove colorway too. It's something I'm really building towards. We we got real close to it, and I can't put a date on it. I'm not gonna promise anything, but I think we've got a really good shot to get our colorway stuff working to where we want it so that the user can just put whichever the team colors wherever he wants it based on, wherever the shoe is,
Yeah,
or
there's so many
whatever the shoe
custom.
style is.
There's so many custom cleats you see every Sunday in the league. You guys are missing out on a huge opportunity of like custom cleat DLC tied into like sometimes people wear things for March of Dimes or all the type of different organizations
Yep,
that
my
hey
cause, my
you can
cleat.
buy this cleat in Madden for $4.99 and it gets donated directly to the sponsorship, the Cancer
Yeah,
Foundation or whatever it is.
yeah, it's something we've been definitely working towards.
All right, another thing I've been seeing more and more now, more recently, I haven't seen this one before, but the black shoulder brace or that goes over the bicep that players are wearing.
Yeah, this was a super popular one for like the Jamal Charles. I know it's on Rashawn Gary. I'll see it on a couple offensive linemen from time to time. It's it's on the list, but again, I think it just comes back down to again is where it is in the priority. I like to focus on things personally, like whatever mostly by popularity from fans and popularity worn by players. So whenever it's something that isn't worn as popular, by a player, unless it's like a basic face mask, because those are super easy to do, we tend to move them down the priority list.
Is there anything that's kind of popular that it's on your list that I haven't mentioned?
Uh, let's see. Let me think about that. If I go and I look, I can at least I'll give you this. I'll share a little bit of things I want. This is things that I want. It doesn't guarantee anything. These are just things I want. Like I also want to do the tray decal, with the team logo and the jersey player numbers on the thigh pad. I want to bring the tapered jersey look that goes down over the belt line, the loose QB sleeve that you see on like Lamar and Carson Wentz. This is probably one of the biggest ones for me. Swappable chin straps, so you can put whichever chin strap you want on whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like one thing, like the turf tape and things like that being added in. People they feel like some of the the equipment or the things on the arms look a little painted on and not as realistic. Are your plans to kind of like work on that, something that you guys working towards, as far as like next gen or maybe to make that look more realistic and not as painty, I guess is the word I can say.
I think with the unified character and the arm, the different arms, and bringing in a lot of the yard stuff and being able to share those things will definitely help us out in that regard. That we won't see anything like that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, because with our current arm, we do have a limited UV space, and where we cut the sleeves for the half sleeve, the undershirt, the shooter sleeve. I get the painted on look. I understand it. It's not something that we haven't heard. It's something we want to improve. We can start taking the sleeve looks from Vanity and making that a whole lot better, a lot more high quality look, especially for next gen. So it's not anything we're not looking at. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So I did see update you put out that you're adding some Nike cleats as well as some Adidas cleats. Are any plans to update the Under Armour cleats as well?
So Under Armour is not allowed to show their logo on field this year. It doesn't mean that they may not continue to make product for the NFL and all that. Which if they do, we still have something working with them. I mean, as long as that continues on, we'll still continue to put their new stuff in the game. But so far, their deal with the NFL expired, so players can still wear their cleats, but it won't have their logos on it. So that is what it is.
One new rule coming to the league this year was about the jersey numbers being changed. So is that in the game where you'll have the jersey numbers for positions like wide receiver wore number 8 in college, he'd be able to get number 8 in the game this year instead of being into the teams.
So yeah,
80s.
so we can do that. We already have that set on the roster, and franchise, yes, is already built to handle that, which is awesome. Our boy Dave Searles reached out like the minute that rule changed. It was like, this was such an easy update. I threw it in. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
All right, great. Anything coming out of the pipe that you can talk to, or just anything about equipment you kind of want to speak to the community on right now? Your thoughts or feelings, or kind of direction you're going in.
I will throw you a teaser We've heard it asked for a long time, and this is super exciting, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, but people have always been begging for more and more throwback uniforms, and
Ooh.
there's a good chance you're going to see a bunch.
Oh, all right. You heard it here first. Breaking news there. I appreciate you joining and answering all these community questions and spending time with us today.
Hey, man, I'm happy to do it.
All right, thanks a lot. Well, that is it for what's in and all that's not in Madden 22 as far as equipment. Hopefully you guys appreciate us getting your community questions answered. Be sure to stay locked in here at SGO, and we've got some Madden gameplay tips and a deeper look at franchise lined up to help you guys get on the right foot and dominating your friends and your franchises. If you appreciate our content and all the work we do to bring you guys the latest news, tips, and gameplay from your favorite sports games, drop a like, subscribe to SGO today. You want to take your game to the next level? Then join SGO Insider.